It's Sunday, September 28th, 2025. Thanks for joining me today. I was thinking, what are we going to talk about today? Are we going to talk about taxes? Are we going to talk about inflation? Are we going to talk about the economic collapse? Are we going to talk about the grind, the struggle that people are facing every day? It's hard to really talk about anything other than what has just taken place literally in the last day. And really just in the last few hours. At least 2 people have lost their lives, 9 others wounded after attack and a fire at a Michigan church. I believe this was a Mormon church too. So apparently what had happened, and I'm just reading through some of this stuff through the news today, a truck rammed through this mega church. Guy got out with an assault weapon and started firing, and then set the church on fire. So right now, from what I'm seeing, these numbers may change by the time this video comes out. 2 people lost their lives, 9 wounded. He got into a gunfight with police. The police won the gunfight. I want to give one word of advice today to anybody going to a church, anybody that is a member of a church, works for a church. You must have security. You must have security. I've been talking about this for years. You must have security at a church today. You are at risk when you go to church in the United States of America. Grand Blank Church apparently is the name of this church. It's in Grand Blanc is in the city of Grand Blanc. It is a suburb of Flint, Michigan. Suspect, 40 years old, not giving any description of him. Right now, Los Angeles, New York City PD are increasing patrols, I'm sure, of their synagogues, churches, mosques, what have you. And, it is really difficult to talk about anything other than this occurrence that just took place this morning on Sunday. And I got to tell you, the social breakdown we're seeing in this country, the violence, I don't know who did this. I'm sure we'll find out. And whether it's the truth, we don't really know. But we go back to August 27th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I believe it was a Catholic church where 2 kids lost their lives and multiple people injured in that one. And it just seems like an occurrence that is taking place almost daily now. This last night, 3 people lost their lives, 8 injured, when a gunman from a boat fired into a seafood restaurant, American Fish Company, in Southport Yacht Basin, 30 miles south of Wilmington, North Carolina. Right now, law enforcement has a suspect or somebody of interest that they've detained. So he opened fire from a boat into a crowd at a dockside restaurant in North Carolina. What is this all about that now you can't even go to a nice restaurant without being the victim of a crime? You can't go to church now. You're taking the risk of being the victim of a crime, losing your life. We are living in a whole different world, ladies and gentlemen. And, there was a few things I did want to talk about regarding the economy today. I'm not even going to do it because this is so important. And we are watching the decay of our society now taking place, where you're just not safe at a restaurant, you're not safe at a church. And you're watching this moral decay take place, the spiritual warfare. Anybody that says that spiritual warfare doesn't exist, they don't believe in it, these people are absolutely ignorant. They are completely out of touch. They don't live in reality. They live in some sort of bubble, or they are just ignoring reality. And the reality is we are in spiritual warfare right now. And, this stuff all does kind of tie in to the rest of the economy and what's happening, because when people begin to get afraid to go out, they stop spending money. They stop going out to eat. They stop going shopping, restaurants. And people now are a lot more cautious. because they know when they leave their house they're taking a risk. And I've never seen the United States of America in just utter collapse like we're seeing now. This moral decay, spiritual decay, the violence, the chaos, and it is going to affect the economy and vice versa, because the worse the economy gets, the more we're going to see of this, the social unrest, the social unbalance. And I don't know if this was people were purposely targeted. We don't know yet. It's too soon to tell. But it just seems like things are definitely heading in the wrong direction. And I know that people thought that this administration was going to come in, wave a magic wand, and everything was going to be okay. And I said, don't count on it. I thought the opposite. You're going to see things unravel even faster under this administration, because they want to blame this administration for everything. And I don't agree with everything this administration does. So people will write me, oh, you voted for this, you voted for that. One thing I didn't vote for was a dementia patient out of his mind running this country, period. And I wish no ill will against Sleepy Joe. I wish no ill will against Trump. I wish nothing but success for whoever is in office, because if they're not successful, then America fails. And America has failed over the last 4 years under Sleepy Joe. That is a fact. That is a fact. And now this administration is going to have to try to clean up the mess, which I think is going to be literally impossible. And this administration has committed some serious mistakes too. But there's no comparison between the last administration and this one, period. The last one, what they allowed to take place in this country, the amount of inflation it's cost, the amount of job loss it cost, the safety of the average American that it jeopardized, there's just no comparison. I don't agree with everything this administration is doing, but the last one, I didn't agree with too much what they allowed. You could not. How can anybody justify allowing the world just to walk over into the United States of America and have you pay for it? How can anybody justify giving people $3,000 and $5,000 debit cards, or paying people's flights to fly into America, or just allow people to walk right over, completely unchecked, unvetted? Dangerous. And we're going to pay a price for that. That's not going to go away, because those people are here now. We don't know where they're at, who they are, what they're doing here. We're going to pay a price for that. Guaranteed. Things are going to happen in this country. And this, to me, just reinforces why I moved to Alabama, why I got my family out of California into Alabama, because I see nothing but big trouble coming to America, because what just took place in allowing millions of people into this country, not all of them are bad, but there's some bad apples walking around now, and we have no idea who they are. And many people in these government agencies are even coming out publicly saying that there are thousands of trained bad actors in this country who are not here to do it good. They're going to do something bad at some point. So I don't know if any of this is related with the churches, with the restaurant in North Carolina, but you have to exercise situational awareness. You have to be ready for anything. Be careful out there, but it just seems like things are getting worse. And please comment down below, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Are things going to get better socially, economically, or are they going to get worse? I think socially and economically, both are going to get much, much worse. I think that we haven't even seen the bad times, the tough times yet in America. We haven't even seen the real violence that's coming to America. And you know, I just, I love talking about what's happening with the economy. I love talking about gold and silver. I love talking about all this. I love waking people up. But this is really even more important, because this is your safety. This is spiritual warfare. This is your spirit. This is protecting you and your family. We've never seen these type of events taking place here in America. And it's now becoming literally something that's happening every day, every week. And who knows what's next? And this is why I make these videos, because nobody knows what's coming next. And we're hearing the words black swan being thrown around quite a bit. What is going to be the next black swan to hit America? Something out of left field that nobody foresaw, or something we've been talking about that happens. And the majority of this country is not prepared for an emergency. We're packing up the house today for the move, and we're packing up a lot of emergency food. I have more food I'll be donating to some of the homeless. We will restock canned food when we get out to Alabama. But in the meantime, I mean, we have over a year of emergency food with a shelf life of 20, 25 years. And we're going to add canned food and more water when we get there. Nice to have a pond that we can filter. Nice to have a well. All those things. Nice to have a generator. It's nice to have all these things. And you know, when I read and when I watch the news and I'm watching this type of stuff happening, I'm so happy we're getting out of California. I'm so happy that we're getting to a ranch. So happy that we're just making this move. And I'm just happy that we're prepared. And I want all of you watching today to be preparing. Whether you live in an apartment, a condo, a mansion, you live at the beach, wherever, you need to be doing something to prepare. You need to be having some food and water put away. You need to be having security put away. You need to be exercising situational awareness. And most of all, you need to be walking close to God, because this is now so spiritual. So spiritual. My heart goes out to these people who went to church this morning, lost their loved ones. The people who went out to dinner last night, lost loved ones. This should not be happening. This should not be happening. And the question is, why is it happening? Who's really doing it? Who's behind it? Very, very dark evil forces, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very dark evil forces. And I forecast that this is going to become more of an occurrence as we move on. So be careful out there. And we're going to see issues with, I believe, cyber attacks, grids, bigger type of events that are going to affect more people. And many people today, their life will go on because they're not, in Michigan, they're not in North Carolina, and they're, thousands of miles away from this. And so this doesn't affect them one bit. Mark my words, there's going to be events that take place in America that are going to affect every one of us. And that's when people will come to the realization that they're touchable, that they don't live in this make-believe bubble, that their life can be affected. And then they're going to say, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I can't access my money. I don't have more than 2 days worth of food. Somebody tried to break into my house. What am I going to do? It's too late. It's too late. I cannot stress enough the importance of preparation. We're sorting up all the emergency food today. It's all being loaded up. All the security, the dogs, everything. I mean, we're taking this very, very seriously, and I think you should too. Too many people have brushed this off for years, and now they're finding out that they can lose their jobs, that they're not immune from a job loss. They're finding out that money goes fast, that now their savings accounts are drained. They're going into their retirements to stay alive. They're running up credit card debt. And this is just the economic side of it. What happens when society breaks down and people are knocking at your door or kicking your door in? People used to laugh at this stuff. They're not laughing now, and you shouldn't be laughing at it, because I see more people homeless in the desert, more people living in dilapidated RVs. The crime, we were just talking today about people out here that live out here in the desert who, people came out here to the desert to escape crime from the cities. And now they're talking about the amount of crime here in the desert. So things are definitely changing. Things are accelerating. Be careful out there. Walk close to God. Say your prayers. Ask for safety. Ask for guidance. Ask for direction. And take action. These people who think that I'm going to leave it in God's hands and God's going to, save me when something bad happens, that he's going to just fly out of a rainbow and puffy white clouds and, pull you out of danger. God gave you free will. And he's warning people right now who will listen to prepare. He told Noah to build an ark. It took him, 99 years, 100 years? He didn't build it for him. He didn't just come out of the clouds and pull Noah out of the flood. He told Noah to prepare and to get his family ready. And we are in a time now that you need to be preparing, because we're going to see things we never thought we would ever see in our lifetime. Stuff that we thought could only happen in other countries. That stuff's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's beginning to happen here right now. God bless every one of you. Have a wonderful Sunday. Be safe. Take care. I'm out of here.